Hi there, this is Bebe from Plenty of Fish. If you're still here or if you're new here, thank you so much for showing any interest in my content at all, and I hope that I will bring a little bit of joy to your life today. So I want to just very casually talk about the variegated plants in my collection.
Variegation happens when a plant has a little genetic quirk that messes with how much chlorophyll it makes. That's what creates those fun white, yellow, or light green spots and stripes. Basically, the parts that aren't as green just didn't produce as much pigment. And that's what gives variegated plants their unique eye-catching look. Variegation can be triggered by illness, exposure to harsh radiation, or intentional genetic manipulation. All of those can disrupt chlorophyll production and lead to those unusual color patterns.
So today I want to show you a few of them in my collection that I really do enjoy, and I am head over heels for them.
Don't forget to hit subscribe and follow me on Instagram.
Number one is my Alocasia frydek.
Alocasia mitchellitiana frydek. The name frydek was originally tied to the variegated version, but people now use it for both the regular green and the variegated types.
It's sitting right behind me here. Right now, it doesn't seem that impressive. It only has 3 leaves going on right now, and one of them is drooping. I actually just acquired this particular plant a few days ago. I used to have another one, but that one was one of the first few plants I acquired in my collection when I first started keeping plants, and also definitely the first variegated plants I have. And then I was crazy about this plant when I first saw it online. I just must have it. And then this is also a very nice specimen. This leaf has majority of the area covered with this creamy white variegation, and the rest of it is this marbling effect with green, different shades of green and cream. It is just very beautiful. This leaf here has a little bit more of the green, but the rest of this also very unique, very splashy and marbling looking. So every single leaf is going to look different on the variegated plant. Some leaves will have more green, which is the leaf that contain more chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is what plant needs to photosynthesize, and that's the lifeline of a plant. That is why variegated plants a lot of times a little harder to keep. And in my experience, because this plant technically is a mitchellitiana, mitchellitiana is a velvety alocasia, like you can't really touch it through the screen, but I don't know if you can see a little bit from the sheen on the darker part. The velvety leaf alocasias usually are a little bit more finicky. I think it has something to do with humidity, but I'm not certain. Since my first one died off very quickly, I concluded it to me not having enough experience with plant keeping in general, and that was my very first alocasia. Oh wait, no, that was my second alocasia. My first one was the dragon scale, who is sitting behind me, but not looking so hot. We'll get to that plant another day when I go through all my alocasias in my collection. On this plant right now, you can see that there is a new leaf that is just emerging. I'm still trying to figure out how to get the camera to focus, because you know, every single content creator do this thing and then it just magically zoom, just focus on the part they want them to. It's not really working for me sometimes. I think the potting mix I used here is mainly Lechusa mixed with some of my own DIY pot mix. And then one of the reasons why this leaf is drooping like this and looking very sad is because as soon as I buy a alocasia, I transition them from soil to palm. And I do plan on making a separate video. It could be a short form possibly, talking about how to do that. It is very simple, but not simple at the same time, because there are a lot of nerve-wracking moments that you have to work through in order to see, you know, the light at the end of the tunnel. It is a process. I do want to tell you what happened to my original Alocasia frydek. I will insert a picture here.
As I was filming this part, I did not remember my original frydek was so low in variegation. It was mostly green. But the funny thing that happened was the revived baby plantlets are all very highly variegated, as you'll see in the next bit.
I do have it separated into several baby plants now in my little greenhouse makeshift greenhouse, and I do plan on selling those little plantlets when they grow a little bigger and when they're more established, and I know for sure that they have a higher chance of surviving and thriving in other people's collection. What happened to that plant was, like I said, because of my lack of experience, it died off completely. It lost all of its leaves and lost all of its roots, and then I was left with basically just a stick, and we call that wet stick when there's nothing going on. I paid a pretty penny for this plant. That was also the first expensive plant I got myself. I'm not gonna just throw it in the compost. So I put that little wet stick in a prop box, a very simple prop box, my very first one that I just got a little, shoe box, and I put in some perlite, make sure it was moist with water. And then I dropped the little wet stick in there, closed up the lid, and left it there for a month. A couple months later, baby plants, baby leaves start emerging from it. So I guess that non-attempt at reviving the plant kind of just worked in my favor. So now I actually do have a revived Alocasia frydek from that plant. Anyway, that was my first plant, Alocasia frydek. And the next one I want to talk about is also sitting right behind me here. This stand behind me is pretty much filled with majority of my variegated plants. So you're gonna see me grabbing plants from right behind me a lot in this video. So this plant here, it's a baby, it's very little, but I really do love her. She is a Hoya multiflora variegated, and this one is the outer variegated version. So the outer variegated is one, the edge of the leaves are variegated, and the color is also this similar creamy white color.
Hoya multiflora is often called the shooting star Hoya because its blooms looks like little shooting stars.
And this plant grows very easily. Like this one's barely opened up and it's still pretty soft. Another new one is already coming out from the same spot. Oh, here, like on this stem here, I hope you can also see there's a little bit of new growth coming out. I've had a regular version of this Hoya before. That plant has bloomed for me nonstop all the time. It was so cool to see a Hoya that blooms all the time nonstop. But the sap that comes out of that Hoya's bloom is just so sticky and it gets everywhere on the floor and it was attracting ants. I was kind of just frustrated and didn't want to deal with this, so I parted ways with that plant. Ever since then, I've been always thinking about the shooting star Hoya, and then I've been thinking about, okay, do I want to get that plant again? The foliage on it is not really that unique. As you can see, it's just very normal average green leaf. But then I saw this one. When I saw this variegated version, I'm like, okay, now I have to get it because your girl just loves variegated leaves. Like there's just, to me, there's something about variegated leaves that just reminds me of oil painting or watercolor, and I really like that, irregular pattern on the leaves. Also, personally, I'm a fan of outer variegated leaves. When a plant's leaf has very, very dark, almost like forest green foliage, and then on the outer edge, it looks creamy white. That contrast is just, if you know, you know. So yeah, this is Hoya multiflora, outer variegated. I haven't had this for too long. It's not gonna grow as fast. I'm still looking forward to see it bloom in the near future. My next plant is going to be this beauty.
Manjula pothos is also a type of Epipremnum aurea, just like marble queen pothos. However, Manjula has larger, broader, heart-shaped leaves with bold irregular mixes of white, green, and silver.
This is a Manjula pothos. Well, pothos are very popular. The most commonly known ones are golden pothos. Almost like everyone and their mom has a golden pothos. I used to have golden pothos in my fish tank. So the funny story about pothos and me is that we don't get along. I am a self-crowned pothos killer. I think it's because I tinker with plants too much. I tend to give them a little bit too much care. And plants like pothos, they almost thrive on neglect in a way. They don't like you to be, looking at them all the time, water them all the time, pampering them, bathing them all the time. They just want to dry out and then to get that very good soak. So the Manjula pothos is something that I've been looking for a while, because I thought to myself, well, I obviously still want a pothos in my collection, but I kind of am just over the most common ones, like the golden pothos, So I'm like, okay, which one do I want to get? I don't particularly like the snow queen or the marble queen, because even though the color looks very similar to this, marble queen looks so similar to this, and snow queen is just a higher variegated version of marble queen in my understanding. But I'm looking for one of those more wide, round looking heart-shaped leaves in the pothos, and then this plant gives me that. It has the type of variegation I love. It just looks so beautiful and elegant in my opinion. And this plant I got is such a great specimen. Like, it already has this vine start trailing down on the side of the pod, and then there are new leaves coming out of this trailing vine already. And also another thing this cultivar is known for is its tight growth pattern. What I mean is that the inner nodal space is going to be very tight, very close. And I see a lot of people grow this plant on a moss pole. I am not ruling that out, because I watch Sydney Plant Guy. He has this beautiful large Manjula pothos pole. So when you have a moss pole, that's when you can give the plant its full potential to size up, because in nature they are epiphytic, and that's what they like to do. They like climbing up trees. But in your household, that's not going to happen, because you don't have trees in your house. That's why people use moss pole to achieve that similar effect. Unfortunately, having moss pole can be pretty annoying. I had a moss pole before. I only had one, and it's really hard to keep up with the maintenance, because you have to keep them constantly hydrated. You have to make sure the moss doesn't dry out completely, otherwise they're gonna become hydrophobic. Once the moss pole become hydrophobic, it is really hard to water them. And we're not talking about moss pole today, so I'm not gonna get into too much detail. Basically, they're a pain in the to keep up with. So I still don't know if I'm gonna do this. So yeah, this is by Manjula pothos, and I have high hopes for her. This plant here is my Philodendron Florida Ghost. First, let's just take a moment, take a deep breath, and appreciate her elegance.
Philodendron Florida Ghost is a mutation of the Philodendron Florida hybrid, which was created by crossing Philodendron pedodon and Philodendron squamiferum, commonly known as the rat stem philodendron.
She is a very beautiful plant, as you can see here. It's kind of hard to describe what color it is, because the color changes. Every single leaf looks like a different shade of green, or a mix of green and cream and white. When it first emerges, the leaf will be almost completely white, like very ghosty. But then as it hardens off, the color will start to fade into a green color. This is the newest leaf that just unfurled. I need to be very gentle with it because it's super soft right now. When it first opens, it's completely creamy white, so that's a ghost leaf. And when it starts to harden a little bit, you start seeing this mint color coming in. But it's still pretty white, pretty light color, right? But you can start to see the green. And as it ages even more, like this is the next one, you can see the green even more. This is a completely hardened leaf. And then the color looks different now. Like the cream doesn't look as yellow cream anymore. It's almost like really white and contrasted with this darker green. If you go to one of these older leaves, the green is even more predominant. Like this one is a lot darker. One of the most fun leaf on this plant is this one. It has like not a half moon, like a quarter moon situation going on. Like here is completely dark green and the rest of it is like this dark minty color. Do you see what I mean by how fun this plant is? And then you know what? It's very easy to grow and it grows super fast. And it's not picky about light, not picky about humidity, not picky about anything. So I have this plant in, again, semi-hydro, but it doesn't need to be. I have it in lactea, and on top of it, I topped it with sphagnum moss. I've had it in this potting media since the first day I got the plant. And again, I did the soil to semi-hydro transition. In this case, it was soil to lactea. And this plant handled the transition like a champ. It didn't drop any leaves. The plant just keep on pushing on more new growth ever since. Like, okay, sure.
Right now I live in water, that feels good.
Another thing about this plant is even though it's highly variegated with a lot of cream color, it does not require high light. If you give it highlight, like currently I have moved it into my bedroom because I love it so much. I have upgraded her living situation to my bedroom. And she's living under a pendant grow light now. So I noticed the leaf is getting more ghostly and the size of the leaf is getting bigger too. But even if when I had it outside of my bedroom, just growing in a corner that doesn't have that much light, it was pulled away from the window at least 8 feet away, and it was a, was it west-north facing? It just wasn't a very bright spot, but it just continues to grow. It never slowed down its growth. Yes, maybe the leaf's gonna be slightly smaller, like these ones, these older ones. When it was living in a darker corner of the house, the leaf tend to grow a little greener. Why? Well, simple. It was growing darker leaves that has more chlorophyll, so it can do photosynthesize more effectively. I think with this plant, it has never given me any trouble, no pests whatsoever, and the growing speed is just like nothing I've ever seen on a plant that is variegated. There's already another baby growth behind it. Every time a new leaf unfurls, you will see the next new growth is already coming out. This is a very beginner-friendly plant in my opinion, even though it looks intimidating. Not to mention, when it first come out, the petioles part looks red. It's gorgeous. It's just a gorgeous, simple, easygoing plant. So yeah, one of my favorite.
Wow!
Oh my God. Just look at how massive this one is. This is one of my newer addition as well. I recently discovered this plant store locally. They're like less than 5 minutes away from me. They have great plant selection, not just the kind of plant, but also the specimen, the particular ones they handpick themselves to sell in their store. It was not even that expensive for the size of this one. I have to be honest, I don't have a lot of experience with Euphorbia in general. I forgot to mention this plant is called Euphorbia lactea white ghost.
The white ghost euphorbia is scientifically known as the Euphorbia lactea variegata, and commonly known as the dragon bones tree or ghost cactus. Despite the name, it is actually a succulent, not a cactus.
The story was, I spotted a white ghost on Etsy and I placed the order. It was about, I would say, half the size, and it was being sold for the same price. So I placed the order, and the shop owner told me that plant wasn't doing so well. So they were doing the right thing. They were telling me, this plant, we don't feel right sending out to you, so we're gonna get it restocked on Monday and send you the best one that we have in that restocking. And I was like, great, no problem, I'll wait. But before Monday comes, it was, I think, Saturday, I went to this shop to look at some other stuff. I was going there to look for a booby cactus. Booby cactus. And then I saw this one sitting in the middle of the store. Asked the lady, was just doing restocking. She was like hauling in all of these new plants. She's like, I'm so sorry, it's a mess. You know, I don't know if you can come in here. If you know what you want, I can grab it for you. And then I was like,
That one over there.
and then I asked for the price and I was like, what? This is the same price for this size, same price as the one I just placed an order for. So yeah, heck yeah, I'm gonna get this one. So I bought this. And I contacted the seller. Unfortunately, I said, you know, I found one locally. Thank you so much for, you know, being responsible and letting me know that one was not something you feel comfortable sending out, but I will have to cancel the order if that's okay. They did cancel the order for me. I do appreciate that a lot. And now I have this one. I am very excited to see this one grow. Like, I really like the variegation on this white ghost, like especially this part. It just adds so much characteristic to this plant. It's almost like a birthmark, you know. It's like if I see a picture of it, I'll recognize that's my white ghost because of that, because it's very unique. I know I sound weird being so excited about a plant, but if you know, you know, you know.
They don't know that we know they know we know.
Another thing I want to mention, I got this planter a long time ago. For the longest time, I don't know what to put in it. But now this planter was meant for the white ghost. Doesn't that just look like match made in heaven? It just makes me very happy when the pot, you know, the planter and the plant just marry so well together. It's like they're made for each other. Like, that plant and that pot together. No, nothing else. You can't swap them. You have to keep these two together. That perfect match feeling. You know what I'm saying? Next one, this little baby here. Don't laugh at the size of it right now. It's my superstar. This is my Hoya Okay, I'm sorry. I'm really bad at pronouncing this plant's name particularly. I'll try, but I'll have to say it slow. This is my Hoya Hischliana variegated. I did it. So I got this plant as a teeny tiny little starter plant from Etsy. This is what it looked like when I first got it. And after a few months, one growing season, she is looking like this now. I said I normally like outer variegated leaves, but this inner variegated plant is just everything I wanted in the variegated plant. It has this very pretty apple green color on the outside, and the variegation extend all the way to the edge. So you only have a very thin line, a border that looks like this apple green. And then the rest of it is all cream. And then when the leaves first come out, like these newer leaves has hardened off a little bit already, so it's hard to tell, but when the leaves first come out, they are pink. They're like this really cute baby pink, like the cherry blossom pink. And then as it hardens, it turns more cream, and then the pink start to disappear. This plant just grows non-stop. Like I said, this is another one of those highly variegated plants that surprised me with their growth speed.
This plant also has the cutest little pink flower I've ever seen. I haven't had a Hischliana variegata bloom for me yet, but I do have the normal version of this plant, and it has been blooming non-stop.
Every time I look at it, there's some sort of new growth coming out. Anyway, it's a fast grower, just trust me. And it's also in pond. I like to grow these plants that I receive as starter plant in semi-hydro, because when I receive them, they're already usually they are rooted in perlite. When their roots are so clean in perlite, I just kind of want to keep it that way. I don't know if it makes sense. Some Hoyas can be pretty thirsty, and the semi-hydro is just in my experience, the lower effort type of growing. Another reason why I prefer this in semi-hydro was because it was a baby starter plant. It was very little, and you don't want to put too much potting media around the roots to avoid root rot. But when you have very little potting media, they dry out very quickly. So semi-hydro kind of makes that part easier. Instead of having to water it all the time, you just fill up the water reservoir once in a while. And I can't wait for this one to start trailing. It's gonna look so good. And this is actually one of my favorite Hoya at the moment, even though it's small. Oh yeah, I did do a video on the Thai constellation, so I can, you can go watch this video. It has all of the details about that plant, and that is also one of the variegated plant in my collection, and also my all-time favorite plant, and currently it's finally pushing out its first new leaf in my care. Alright, we've made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching again, and I really do appreciate that you spend the time to watch the entire video and to bear with me when I figure out this whole content creating thing. And I do hope that my video brought you a little bit of joy today, and then maybe sparked a little bit of, I don't know, passion for plant again if you're somebody that's having a plant burnout, or if you're someone that's just new to plant keeping and thinking, oh, variegated plants, those are cool. And I do apologize if that's gonna hurt your wallet. And I'm gonna start to establish a new tradition here on my channel. Is at the end of each video, I'm gonna do a quick little, how do I say, like the more you know type of knowledge thing. Is how do you say certain plant's name in Mandarin Chinese? And what does it literally mean in Mandarin Chinese?
Plenty of plant names. Hoya polynerum, 鱼尾球兰. 鱼尾 in Mandarin means fishtail, and 球 means ball or ball shape. Lan means a type of flower similar to orchid. 球兰together means Hoya.
I'll see you next time.